All right. So we're recording now. So I'm gonna just so you know, you are if you do say anything, it is going to be recorded in the Zoom meeting that we are going over. Uh, first thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about the test taking strategy that was agreed on for all social studies. Um, so it is called R.I.C.U.E.A. I'll share my screen so we can go over this. All right. Um, so R.I.C.U.E.A. is read, identify, circle, underline, explain, and answer. So we're going to read the question twice. That means we're going to, in a question like this down here at the bottom, we are going to read the list and the question and the answers twice. So invention of the cotton gin, opening of lands along the Mississippi River, growing demand for inexpensive labor, which change occurred as a direct result of these developments. F, a reduction in the number of skilled workers in northern states. G, the expansion of manufacturing into Western territories. H, a reduction in trade with European countries. Or J, the expansion of slavery into newly acquired territories. We're going to read that one more time because in our strategy, we're going to read it twice. Invention of the cotton gin, opening of lands along the Mississippi River, growing demand for inexpensive labor. Which change occurred as a direct result of these developments? A reduction in the number of skilled workers in northern states, the expansion of manufacturing into the Western territories, a reduction of trade with European countries, or the expansion of slavery into newly acquired territories. All right, so now we're going to identify the historic era because our next part is identify. So this is going to be the 19th century. So the 19th century was around the time that slavery was in the United States and when the cotton gin was invented. And then we're going to circle all of our context clues. Just so it's easier to see, I'm going to make this circle pink. So now we're going to circle all of our context clues. So in the list, we have an invention, opening of lands, and a demand. Now, what change occurred as a direct result of these developments? So we're looking for a change. We have a reduction in northern states. Then we have Western territories, European countries, newly acquired territories. Okay, so now we have circled our context clues. Now we're going to underline the key words. I'm going to make the underline red so it's easier to see. So underlining our keywords that's going to help us understand what the correct answer is. So we have cotton gin, along the Mississippi River, and inexpensive labor. Um, so we're looking for the change of the direct result of these changes. So let's see here. We have a reduction in skilled workers. And then we have an expansion of manufacturing. Then we have a reduction in trade. And then we have an expansion of slavery. Okay. So we have read the question twice. We have identified the historic era, which is the 19th century. We have circled our context clues. We have and underlined our keywords. Okay. So now we need to explain the wrong answers. So based off of the information on the list, we know we're going to have something that has to do with slavery, right? Because the cotton gin was invented around slavery. Mississippi was a large area for slavery, and then inexpensive labor. The slaves weren't paid, so they were pretty inexpensive, right? So we know we're talking about slavery. So we're going to explain our wrong answers. F, a reduction in the number of skilled workers in northern states. Northern states, I'm just going to put NS for short for northern states. They're not in the they're not in the Mississippi area, right? Because they're in the north. And then the expansion of manufacturing in Western territories. So, manufacturing in Western territories, the list doesn't talk about manufacturing. So, the list doesn't talk about manufacturing. It does talk about the cotton gin, but that's not manufacturing. That's the cotton gin is actually was actually used to pull seeds out of cotton. It wasn't making anything. And then we have H. And in this case, the list doesn't talk about trade. Okay. So we have given, draw these real quick. So this one goes to there. This one goes to G. This one goes to there. All right, so we have we have gone through all of our answer choices, and we've already come up with 3 incorrect answers and proven why those cannot be the correct answers. So we've explained our wrong answers. Now we're going to answer and justify. Since we've already proven 3 wrong answers, we're going to go ahead and just answer J. I'll make it green. And then you have to justify it, which means you have to explain why that is the correct answer. So open lands allowed slavery to expand. Cotton gin allowed for more production and slaves were the inexpensive labor. Okay. All right. So that's how you use the strategy. I'm going to post this with our test tomorrow so you can work through the test using this strategy and coming up with the correct answers. Okay, so